Hey, so today we have the opportunity to review an expandable JamChuck, which has been developed. There's two kits, a large and a small. I'll go into more details later. Has two options for mounting. The first is a 1 1/4 by 8 thread per inch thread, as well as a tenon, which can be used with a chuck. So if we were to use the thread, we can screw the piece on. Until it locks. And then we have a series of different sized adapters which interlock onto the part. So we'll interlock the first part. So then if we have our piece that we're working with, there's a number of different shapes. In this case, it was the second adapter ring that works well with this one. So what we'll do is we'll place the two adapter rings on the sample. Interlock. We can then place the sample piece that we want to reverse turn on the back, and in this case we have a couple of options, but as with all wood turning. So what we're going to do is find the center point that was remaining from the initial tenon being cut, and then make sure that we're at the right location. Snip this up, make sure that it interlocks correctly, tighten it until it locks. We'll do a quick turn to see that we're close to a line. Flop a little bit, so we do have to back off a little bit. This piece was turned a while ago, so it's not quite in round. So we'll find the point where it's loosest, tighten up the tailstock a bit more. And now we're fairly close to round. So as this was cut a while ago, we would have to bring this back to round to make it a good piece, which we can do because we have both sides supported. You could also do it from the tenon. So now that we have, this is now completely locked up, right? So the primary benefit here is we don't have to spend time making JamChucks for every part that we make. With the adapters on the large one, we can range from an inner diameter of the circle of 1 3/4 to 7 1/8, and there's also a smaller version which overlaps the large and is intended for small pieces that goes from 3/8 of an inch to 2 1/4. So it's designed to securely hold the workpiece in place while we're doing our turning. We do have the tailstock on it, which is good. So if you have there are alternatives. So for everything wood turning, there's more than one way to do it. This just minimizes the amount of time making JamChucks and doesn't require the sophistication of a vacuum chuck to be able to work with. So now that our workpiece is securely fixed, we can go about cutting the back of the tenon off, bringing this closer to round, smoothing out the back and adding some features, and getting pretty close to the center. And then we'd have to just do some manual sanding to take out the very center of this point. So instead of using the point with the extra blades, we're just using a cone-shaped tailstock, which helps us to give access to doing the cutting. We could also use a chuck on the back of this to adapt to anything you want. This particular one is 1 1/8. So if you have a 1-inch truck, you could use a chuck and use that to secure the piece.